So thank you for your time today, guys. I know it's a strange world at the moment. I just wondered, maybe starting with Ava, how you guys have been dealing with lockdowns and everything. So I know you guys are across in the US and Canada, and things are a little bit different there than they are in
Mhm.
UK at the moment. I just wondered how you guys are doing with it, and given that you're much younger than me, you have a lot of friends and a lot of activities and things to do, more than this old man. But
Well, I think everybody can agree with this. It's been very boring, but I feel like I've learned a lot of new things during this pandemic. I've learned the electric guitar. I've been doing online dance classes, and if you think about it, it's not that bad.
Like most people, I mean, I really miss like being able to go to like the mall and stuff with my friends and actually like chill with them. But it's not like crazy bad. Like I'm always like FaceTiming people. I play a lot of video games now. That the number of video games I've played has gone up by a lot. And I started making music like more frequently, like myself. And yeah,
what games have you been playing? Anything good?
mainly NBA 2K20.
Oh, nice.
That's a banger. Yeah.
That's the equivalent of FIFA for us in the UK, of
Yeah,
soccer
basically, yeah.
slash British football.
Yeah.
Cameron, how have you been dealing with it? And have you picked up any new skills, or have you been playing video games and watching movies?
I've been pretty busy. My schedule didn't slow down at all, which was crazy. I have a sister who's immune compromised, so we have to be really, really careful about how we deal with this pandemic. And so I've been locked in my room a lot of the time, and when I'm not, I'm downstairs doing music and keeping in shape and doing all that. I'm taking voice lessons from somebody living in Portugal right now. It's kind of crazy. But also the timing worked out kind of well, because right now I'm studying for a large portion of my time for my medical college admissions test, which is a lot of work because when I get there, it's like a 7.5 hour exam. And I've been prepping for it for 2.5 months. Actually, that's tomorrow. So I'm gearing up to get ready for that. And so the timing kind of worked well because I was kind of planning on being holed up in my room for a few months anyway, right about now.
Yes, absolutely. I think everyone has, isn't it? I think everyone's been twiddling their thumbs. It's a little bit better now in the UK, but not great just yet. So we're still working from home. So there you go, guys. Huge congratulations on this show. This show seems to have gone crazy. It's gone worldwide. Lots of people watching it. Lots of kids being very, very inspired by you guys. I just wondered what that means to you, to be part of a show that is not just enjoyed by people, but it's kind of inspiring people to do amazing things, and to kind of push themselves to do things that maybe they didn't think were possible. Cameron, maybe I'll start with you with this question.
Sure. I mean, I think it's really exciting to be part of a show that inspires so many people to get active, get into gymnastics, get into circus, because that's like a really critical part of development is staying active and making sure you're still physically fit. And I think it's really important to have role models on TV and film who push themselves and who strive to be excellent in what they do. And so I think that it's just really exciting to be in that position to inspire kids.
Yeah, Ava, what about you?
Well, overall, it was a really amazing experience. I got to meet a bunch of new friends, a bunch of new people, and it's just good to think that a bunch of kids are watching you and thinking, "Oh, I can do this too," you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And Drew, what about you? How have you taken to the show going global, as they say?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I'm really happy that it did. Like there's so many different messages in the show as well that a lot of like young people, like the audience that would be watching, can really learn from. Like, and especially for kids that maybe want to be a circus artist or a gymnast or an athlete growing up. Like you see a lot of characters go through or like push through adversity or anything like that. And I think that can be like really helpful for a kid to see like growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pause there because Riley is waiting in the waiting room. So I'm just going to press the admit button, and then I can ask the next question from there.
Hi guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's really cool that lots of kids from all over the world are seeing the show, because for us, we were all together in Montreal filming the show, and the fact that there are people across the world able to watch it, I think that's really amazing that we can inspire kids to, learn circus or any other kind of art that we do in the show. It's great.
Absolutely. I spoke to your lovely showrunner the other day, and she was saying about how you guys do 14-month shoots and 52 episodes, and
Yeah.
you guys do more episodes than, say, the cast of The Big Bang Theory or Friends or something. You guys are pretty you're pretty good at doing so many episodes. So I just wondered how you guys not only took to doing so many episodes and working so hard, but also having that kind of the group dynamic between you, that you all get along, and was that a good thing, that the fact that you guys do get along so well? Maybe Ava, I'll start with you with that one.
Oh yeah, I don't think we ever got into an argument or anything like that. We were all really good friends, and I was one of the younger ones, so it was really great that they could include me in a lot of things that they were doing.
I think filming for that long, we were really lucky to have a good group of people with us, because if we all didn't get along, I think that would be horrible, but we all got along really well, so it was great. Everyone supported each other.
Yeah. And Drew, what about you? Because obviously the cast is very dynamic, but also there's a big age range between you. Some of you are becoming teenagers, some of you are obviously getting even older, becoming 17, 18, 19. So how have you handled that kind of group dynamic? Have you enjoyed being amongst so many different people?
Yeah, it was really I think it was really cool, and honestly, like Riley said, we were really lucky to have an actually good group of people, because there's lots of shows. I'm not gonna obviously say anything, but there's lots of shows that I've done, and you hear stories about just kids that don't get along, and it's for a long time, and it's just not the best environment. But honestly, even though you could sometimes feel an age difference, it really didn't feel that big of an age difference. Everybody was super mature in the cast, and just good people.
Yeah, fantastic. What about you, Cameron?
Yeah, well, we had a fantastic, diverse group of people that just gelled really well together right away. And we kind of were put in a prime position to do that. We lived together, we did school together, we ate our meals together, we drove to set together. Everything happened together. And so we were kind of put in this position where we all became friends really quickly, and that definitely helped us, stay strong and stay together as a group over the really long shooting process, forming those early relationships.
Yeah, it's good. It seems you guys have spent so much time together and done so much work together. It's good. It would be a very different show if you didn't get along.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys obviously have different backgrounds. Some of you are circus performers, some of you are singers, some of you are dancers, and everything else. But so I wonder, what was the biggest challenge for each of you individually that you had on the show? And what maybe new skill did you learn that you weren't expecting to learn? Maybe Cameron, I'll start with you.
Sure. I think the hardest thing on set for doing just that much work is all the physical stuff. When you perform that in real life, you have to do it once, and that's it. When you're doing it for the camera, you've got to do it 15 times to make sure they get the right angle and the right shot, and to make sure you get it just right. And so by the end of one scene where you're doing physical stuff, you can be completely exhausted and still have 7 scenes left in the day. So I think building up stamina was probably the hardest thing, just because you had to film the physical stuff so many times that you got really tired.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Drew, what about you? What was your kind of biggest challenge with
Yeah, for me, for sure. Most of the kids coming into the show had a decent amount of circus experience, or a lot of circus experience. For me, I feel I had a strong dance background and acting background and singing, but for circus, I didn't really know that much. So for me, the hard thing was just I guess trying to figure out and learn everything that we were being taught, and just still do, obviously I wasn't gonna be their level right off the bat, but just doing my best. And I got I would say I got decent for the amount of training we had, and yeah, it was fun.
Fantastic. And Riley, how about you?
I think same for me. I think the circus was definitely a challenge, but a really fun challenge, because I'd already done dance, gymnastics, music in the past, but I'd never really explored the circus arts before. So that was really fun for me to do, and learning from the cast as well. Everyone sort of worked together to create what we've created.
Amazing. And what about you, Ava?
Well, I know that like physically I wasn't a circus artist, but also emotionally, like I wasn't in the province that I actually live in, so it was really hard to be away from my family. I think that was the biggest challenge for me because my sister and basically my whole family were all back in Toronto, and I only had one person with me for the whole time, and like people were switching, so I kind of missed my family, and that was the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah, I can imagine that was particularly hard, and at least you get some extra time with them now, I suppose, with everything that's going on, which is makes up for it a little bit, I guess. I spoke to the other guys on Friday, and I was talking to them about how you guys have been meeting fans over the time that you've been doing it, and how kind of shocked they were that people knew who they were and knew their characters, and were saying, "Oh my goodness, I love your character for this, I love your character for that." So I just wondered how you guys have taken to that, knowing that not just in America and Canada, but across the world, meeting these different people, knowing that some of them know who you are when maybe you weren't expecting them to in some way. Drew, maybe I'll start with you. What's been your reaction to being recognized, if you have been at these conventions or just on the street?
Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. I remember, so we did that TVO fan day, and that was really cool to see like how many people like came, and a lot of people came. Basically, the TVO fan day was basically a bunch of shows that TVO kids produced or was a part of. They were all at an event where fans could come and meet some of the cast and watch some presentations that the shows had. And it was really crazy to see how many kids came, and not just came like specifically for our show. And that was like really cool because there's so many big shows that were at the event, and that was really cool. And then in terms of just on the street, I remember me, Riley, I can't remember who else was there. I know a lot of people were at Canada's Wonderland one day, which is an amusement park. Oh yeah, which is an amusement park that's in Toronto. And it was just really cool to see how many people were coming up to us and recognizing people, and yeah.
I can imagine. Cameron, is that the same for you? It's a strange. I can imagine it's a strange sensation when you get to that point.
So we were just, waiting in line, and suddenly somebody comes up and is like, "Hey, you're in that show. That's super cool." And you're just like, "Whoa," kind of taken off guard a bit at first before, yeah. I mean, it's really quite incredible how widespread the fan base for the show is, because it's being aired in Latin America, because it's being aired in Europe, because it's being aired in North America. We have this really diverse group of fans. And so, you get messages in Portuguese, in Spanish, in every language, saying, can you wish me a happy birthday? Can you send me a little video of something? It's really sweet, because all of the fans have been really, really sweet and very, very kind. And so I think we're really lucky to have such a great group of fans for the show.
Absolutely. Ava, how about you?
I think it's really cool that people come up to me and are like, "Oh, you're in Big Top Academy," because Big Top Academy was kind of like my first big show that I was in, because I was just getting started at the time. I've only been acting for 3 years, and it's really cool to see how many people are like, "Oh my gosh, I know you. Can I have a picture with you?" I just think it's really awesome.
And Riley, how about you? How have you taken to all of that side of it?
I think, being recognized is definitely a strange thing, because, I mean, that doesn't happen in everyday life, right? But I love talking to the kids and them telling me, like, "You inspired me to start gymnastics or start dance or circus," or something like that. I think it's really cool that we were able to inspire kids to want to pursue that. So I think that's sort of my favorite part about meeting people, is hearing what they love about the show and stuff like that.
Fantastic. Well, as a final question, and this is the same question I asked to the other guys, I wanted to ask you all, who's your inspiration? Whether it's your parents, whether it's an actor, whether it's a dancer, a musician, who has inspired you to do what you guys are doing now? It's a tough question, I'm sure, but who wants to go first?
I think the person that I am primarily inspired by to work hard and persevere is my sister, who, as I said earlier, was immune compromised. She has a lot of other health challenges, and yet she's managed to become a national level gymnast when that was something that the doctors thought would be impossible. And so that really inspires me to push through and work really hard at whatever I do, because you see this achievement from somebody who has no business being where they are. And it just really inspires you to work harder. And I mean, in terms of music and dance and acting, like there's just so many people that I try to, like, you know, model my skills after, and like try to create my own unique style while still finding a way to incorporate all these things about these really, really great performers. I mean, it's so hard to even name one, because then I feel like I'd be pushing all the other ones to the side. Neil Paris is a good one, because he's really multi-talented. He's into theater, he's on TV, he's in movies. He's just very, very, very talented guy.
He certainly is. He certainly is. Drew, what about you?
For me, yeah, same. I really could not like think of just one. I know this sounds like just a cop-out answer, but in terms of like the type of person or type of people that I look up to, it has to be like any type of artist or actor that like does multiple things. Like, and I mean, maybe runs a business, has a music career and an acting career, is very versatile in the roles that they play. Like, I really don't want to be stuck to like one thing. And I think like I want to be able to, yeah, like broaden my basic, like what I'm able to do when I'm older, especially. And so that's like really inspiring to see people who use like one thing as like a platform for multiple different things.
Absolutely. Riley, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Drew. Definitely someone who does multiple things. I think that's definitely something I resonate with. But then also, I'm gonna have to say my parents. They've been with me since day one. They always support me, and they're pushing me to do my best always. So they've helped me with everything along the way, and I would not be here without them.
And Ava, what about you?
Okay, so there's been this one person that I've always looked up to, because she's done dance, she's been in movies, she has a singing career, and she's a businesswoman, and it's Jennifer Lopez. She does everything, and I've always looked up to her, and I aspire to be like her one day.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. She is very multi-talented. She does all those things, does all the things that you guys have talked about. Fantastic. Well, guys, listen, look, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Good luck with the show, and I hope you guys get back to work safe very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care. See you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,